All right, here are the basics on the Coercive Acts, aka the Intolerable Acts. So, the English government was really furious about the rebellious Boston Tea Party and what the colonists did in the harbor, right? And to punish the colonists, the king passed a series of laws that he called the Coercive Acts. Colonists called these the Intolerable Acts because they were truly intolerable. The first of the Intolerable Acts included the closing of Boston Harbor. The king decided that the harbor would stay closed until the payment was made for all the tea that was dumped overboard with the Boston Tea Party. British warships actually showed up and formed a blockade around the harbor so that no ships could pass in and out of the docks, which totally destroyed the economy for the colonists in Boston. The second of the Intolerable Acts was a law that stated that the Massachusetts General Assemblies could no longer meet. In other words, the king made it not okay for the General Assembly to meet in Massachusetts and make decisions. The colony instead was now to be controlled by the British military, and they could no longer make their own laws or decisions. The third Intolerable Act was called the Quartering Act. You might have heard of this before. This law was super brutal, and it forced colonists to have to house British soldiers in their home. This means that British soldiers could come in and live in their house uninvited, take over their rooms and their bedrooms, eat their food. Not cool. England passed the Intolerable Acts to tighten control over the colonies, and they hoped that these new laws would end the rebellion and remind colonists of who was in charge. But instead, these laws actually had the total opposite effect. Colonial protests increased as a result, and colonists became even more resentful of England.